And now I'm gonna start writing the letters. So the first thing I want you to do is to write the words like this, and then with another color I'm gonna count how many letters we have. Here I'm putting the number 5. It's in the space in the middle because there is 2 words, but if you have 1 word, obviously you won't have a space in the middle like this one. So now I calculate that there's 5 spaces in don't plus the space, and then 5 spaces in the word wanna. Now this just gave me a little bit more information, and now I'm gonna distribute these letters better. So I'm gonna start in the center. This first space is gonna be actually for the space, not for the letter. Then the second one is gonna be the T, and then I can go in the beginning knowing that the O and the N have enough space in the middle of the composition. And I'll repeat the same steps with every single word that I have in these 3 compositions. Now the words with odd numbers are gonna be better because then the letter in the middle is gonna be directly in the center. But if you have words like this one, for example, you can just know that 2 of the letters are gonna go on the right side and 2 of the letters are gonna go to the left side. Now here, for example, I have a blank space again, so I could make the L taller and maybe put the dot on the I. But I think I'll use script lettering as the examples before. So you see here I have space for the L, and then I'm gonna use this blank space down to even make it bigger, this swash from the L. And now I'm just gonna write live with the space remaining. Okay, so now that I have this, I'm just gonna finish the quote. Now SN, remember this is the smallest part of it. And now unsung. Here you can also select letters and move them along if you're not satisfied with the spacing, for example. And now I'm just gonna put melody. I'm also gonna use the same style as in live. And as you can see, since I have the blank space up, I'm gonna be able to put the M in capital letters or just bigger. Now down here I'm gonna do a swash. That's gonna look cool. So now here, for example, I have a D that is an ascender, so we have to watch out with it. But maybe later, if I decide to go with this one, maybe I can take care of it when I clean it up. As you saw previously in the second composition, I've divided the first group of words, so don't wanna, and I'm putting it into lines. Okay, so right now here I'm gonna do the uppercase L, but I'll probably select these boxes and just put them a little bit up because I'm seeing that there is not enough space for this L. So you can always move the boxes around. Now I am doing a circle in here as a little space for me to put the non-important words, and I'm doing these lines just in case I want to do some ornaments afterwards. Okay, so now half of the sentence is done. Now I'm placing unsung with the same technique. Remember, starting in the middle, 3 letters on the right side, 3 letters on the left side. And now here I'm just retouching this box because I thought the script would go better if it's less tall than intended in the beginning. And now here I'm just moving the M, and here I'm gonna do that swash as an ornament. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the third one then. In the third one, I'm gonna have a different approach, as I stated before and you've seen in my composition. They are gonna be instead of using the elements just as containers of the words, smaller boxes inside. So for example, here you can see that I'm doing a box for don't, but I'm not using it fully, and I'm just placing the word in an invisible box inside. And the same I'm doing here, for example, in this little neon boxes that I'm gonna be doing after. So just placing first the containers, then I'm doing this, I'm simulating this kind of 3D, and then I'm placing the letters inside without touching the margins of the box. Okay, so there you go. Now the third word, I'm just making the square, the container, a little bit taller. I'm gonna put live here, and then unsung, and this melody I'll use it for a nice neon sign. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with the main skeleton of the words, and now I'm going to go ahead and add some weights. So for example, this don't, I've decided for it to be a sans serif font. Remember that sans serif is gonna be great for those small sizes and non-important words. Since they're gonna be small, they don't have to have a lot of detail, so I would advise you to use sans serif better than a more complicated lettering style like serif or script. Okay, so now let's do this live. Let's add weights here and there. Okay, and remember that I'm just filling this up with a pencil. And now I'm gonna show you these illustrative decorations that I put all the time. So they're basically just little droplets here and there. They're really easy to make and they look nice. So you can use this to cover up the blank spaces for now, and then you can learn other styles in the future. If I was you, I would be getting some books that teach a lot of ornament styles, and especially my favorites are the Art Nouveau ornaments, and you can get a lot of information from there, and you can find all kind of ornaments, florals, swashes. Now the word unsung, as you can see, I'm using a script lettering style, and then the word melody, it's gonna be similar to the style I used up in live. Okay, now let me work a little bit on this swash, and I think I'm done with this one. And also at this stage, forget about perfectionism, since we just want to get the style and a little bit of the feeling that the pieces are giving us. So let's go to the first one. Here in the word live, again repeating more or less the same style that I used in the second sketch, but maybe I'm approaching more of a monoline style for the script lettering. Then this unsung, I'm also approaching another style with different serifs. There you go. Okay, so now I'm going to the word melody, and for this you can just get a thick pencil and you'll get some kind of a rough monoline style. Just gonna make this a little bit thicker, and I think I'm done with this one. So let's go and do the third one, the neon style lettering. So now here I'm just gonna, so just keep in mind that here I'm sketching, thinking about all those neon signs from the 60s, 70s. So I'm just gonna try to make these little 3D parts like really easily. Again, this is just me sketching here. I don't know if I would use this one, at least in this course, because it is a little bit more complicated, and when you start adding 3D letters, it takes time for you to understand them. And by the way, just a shameless plug here, but if you're interested in 3D lettering, you can always check our product, the Easy 3D Lettering Builder. Okay, so now let's finish up this composition. I'm doing this neon arrow sign here, and then now the word melody, I'm using the same style as in the first composition, and remember that I'm just using a thick pencil and now I'm just retouching it a little bit with a thinner pencil. And again, I'm just gonna put like some tiny details so I get to understand where the piece would go. Now, I don't know if you remember, but when we were sketching the structure of this piece, we said that there were some blank spaces left and right. So I thought maybe I could put like a little neon tube or something like that.